Hey guys, what's up? It's Professor Diehard again. We're talking about Cyberpunk, and then the mic went out, so we're gonna have to like redo it. But we're just gonna kind of touch base over some things here. But basically, I'm joined here by Aries and PT here, and we're talking about Cyberpunk. We talked about a lot of different things here. We talked about the crunch, how it was ridiculous on the developers. Oh my god, we talked about so many things. But we're gonna actually go back to what we were actually talking about when the mic went off. Talk about the starts of the game. So the starts of the game are very misleading. I did Corpo. Aries over here did the Nomad start, and it just felt like very misleading because like you only spend like what like five not really 5 minutes maybe like less like maybe 25 minutes like into your intro and then it's over and you're already into Night City.
Yeah.
So like it felt very misleading. And I'm gonna actually watch the blue thing, so I'll know when it goes out if it does.
That.
So I'm gonna pay more attention to that. So that fucking happened, and it felt very misleading because they lied about a lot of things that are gonna be in the game, and they said like that first mission, that first trailer when you're seeing the actual combat of the game, they lied about saying that was gonna be taken later in the game, like more like not really halfway through, but like later in the game. Doesn't take place halfway through the game. It's at the very beginning of the game.
Yep.
And when you get thrown into Night City, when it's like so fucking like non-cohesive at all, in my opinion, I felt very jumbled together. Didn't make sense. I hated it. They need to go back and add more detail to those life starts. Change how the game starts in general.
Yeah.
If you are a nomad, you need to start off in the wastelands, making your way to Night City. How badass would that be?
Yeah.
Corpo, I need to fucking be in charge of some shit. I need to be like doing some things in Corpo. I can have that knowledge about being a corpo, but if I don't get to fucking like live as a corpo at all, and that's my life start, I don't have like any affinity to being a corpo. I don't have anything I like about it. So I did not like the life starts. Jackie, I love Jackie. He's cool.
Yeah.
But big problem with that, you don't have a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he like, and we already talked about it last when we tried to do the stream before this. There are going to be some spoilers a little bit. The uh, the actual plot behind it, but there's like another mission you do after that first one. Jackie's dead after that one.
Yeah,
He
unless
dies.
you do like certain side missions,
Yeah.
but like it's not. Jackie's with you for a very short amount of time, but they give you like this relationship with him that like you see only through like bits and pieces of cutscene, and that's it. Which sucks. It sucks because you're thrown into these people with like these predetermined relationships that you don't even know who the fuck they are, which sucks so much. Because
And Jackie's like one of the best parts in the game because like he's pretty much the only like comedic relief of the entire game.
very true.
Like there's like none of the other NPCs or really anything like that are like besides I guess some of the stuff in the side missions, but everybody else is just kind of pretty cookie cutter like evil or good type of deal.
Yeah.
And it's just like they could have done so much more with talking about it. As I saw Yang Yi's review of his copy of the game, and he was like, "Oh, there's some like stuff that really makes you think about certain things." And I was like, "Damn, I didn't run into one of those fucking things."
I will be honest. There were some moments for me in the side missions that like I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like I do like the side missions, but the game was crashing.
Yeah.
You would go into sessions where like you're fighting enemies and like I would die by electricity for no fucking reason all the time. I have it on my channel somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I just died for no reason. I didn't get hit or anything. I just died.
There's some point when you're fighting in the wasteland and you go up to a window when it launches you 200
Yes,
feet away from
that
it.
is also on my channel.
You grab a guy and you get launched into space into like almost sub-Earth orbit.
You literally go 200 meters out of a window. And I didn't realize that's a bug for everybody. Like, Penguins, I think his name is.
Yeah.
That happened to him. A lot of other YouTubers happened to them too. I was like, okay, so it's not just me that happened to, which is really kind of funny. It's just like there's so much. This game is broken in a lot of ways. And so PT made a comment about like, is this worse than Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky? Now, my argument is I don't think it's worse. I think it's still as bad. I don't think it's worse just because this game still has a shit ton of content to it. Fallout 76 had no NPCs, barely any quest line, barely any reason to exist in that world. No Man's Sky fucking lied to you about everything you can do.
No Man's Sky was a blatant lie.
It was. I bought it on release. So did
yeah,
Evan.
I did too.
And we both like tried to fight each other. They said, "Yeah, you can find each other." And it was a lie. They
Yeah.
two people actually found themselves, took a picture, and they could not talk to each other. They could not see each other.
Yeah.
So they lied about that. Like it was so gross in the things that they did. It was unforgivable.
I think more of the reason for Fallout 76 being the failure that it was the business practices that were ensuing afterward, where they would have you like, what was it? Was it a pass or something like that for like $100?
Yeah, so that came later. Basically, with Fallout 76, if you wanted your own personal world and your own server, you had to pay $100,
Yeah.
and fuck Bethesda right now because the one fucking thing I ever wanted from them on Creation Club was the NCR Ranger armor, and fuck you all because you goddamn assholes knew that fans wanted that so bad, and you held on to it. And it doesn't even make sense for the NCR Ranger armor to be in Fallout 76 because the NCR wasn't even a fucking thing in that time. They weren't. If you actually look at it, like to my knowledge, that wasn't.
No.
They weren't even fucking around in the universe.
They fucked with the war. They fucked with the Enclave War. They fucked with the Brotherhood Steel War. They fucked with. They fucked with the entire timeline just to make sure that they could get the game out.
Yeah, and you got that NCR Ranger armor if you paid $100. That's the only reason why people would fucking buy it for $100 to get the NCR. And that's what's unforgivable to me because they put something that people fucking wanted so bad,
That's
and
like Dead or Alive levels of just like cheating you out of money for skins and costumes. It was so fucking dirty.
It was wrong. Like I lost my shit when I saw that because like I loved Fallout 4 like for what it was. I did like it, and to see them like use the NCR Ranger armor, which it would make more sense to be in Fallout 4 than it would 76 because around that time the NCR was around.
Yeah.
So like it just makes me so mad what they did. So anyway, back to Cyberpunk. So the bugs are ridiculous. The melee fighting, hand-to-hand combat is bullshit. It does not work. It's broken.
It looks rather clunky.
It's very clunky. It does not work.
It's not smooth at all.
Like people lock onto you perfectly. Like it's just my Ares and Blob, they were playing it. They thought it was fine. I completely disagree. It's broken. Does not work at all. It's bullshit. Witcher 3 had better melee combat. It was a third-person game.
No. What me and Bob did was we didn't do melee. We did guns. The gunplay.
No, like the fights, the hand-to-hand, like the fighting.
Oh, the hand-to-hand fights. They were sometimes like it is clunky. It's really clunky. I don't think it's the worst I've ever seen. It's not the best either.
For me, it is the worst.
It probably feels about as clunky as playing the Forest. It maybe not as bad, but the Forest is good for what it is.
Yeah, the Forest is. I think the combat in Forest is so much better, just because like the enemies don't fucking lock onto you, and their punches. If they punch you, if PT's right next to me. If I throw a punch, I'm not even actually hitting him, but it still fucking hits him.
Yeah.
Because I just lock onto you because God gave me physics to go straight to your chest.
Yeah.
Like. It doesn't make sense like that. It's broken and it sucks.
I guess it's just the animation looks rather clunky from, like, if I compared the two right now, it kind of looks somewhat similar and it's a little odd to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's fine in the Forest. But as far as Cyberpunk goes, that's up to y'all as far as what y'all's opinions
I
of it is.
hated it. I absolutely hate it. The melee combat was badass, though. I did Okay, we're back on. Hey,
Mhm.
okay. So basically, what Aries was saying is, if you want a better first-person shooter, like a better shooter mechanic, fucking get Titanfall.
Titanfall 2. Buy Titanfall
Um,
2. It will be much better. The gameplay is not that bad, but overall, yeah, it's not the best shooter on the market either.
yeah, it's fantastic for Titanfall. I love that game very much. So the next, so we talked about the combat a little bit. Um,
Story.
so before we get into the story, I want to talk about the mechanics of the game.
Uh,
Um, the cop system.
Ooh.
Busted.
So we were looking at
It's fucking Houdini.
it's fucking.
Yeah.
You turn around, come back around. There's cops spawn right behind you, and it does not. It's broken. It's so broken. They did not put a cop system in the game where they drive up on you and they try to chase you down. It's very easy to lose the cops. It doesn't matter. You can run people over. They don't fucking care. It's bad. It's really, really bad. That system's completely broken.
Sounds like they need to take a page out of GTA's book.
Yeah, I was about to
GTA
say,
did it
yeah.
way better.
Yeah, that's a very good point to make. Because GTA did it way so much better. Actually has a cohesive system and it actually works really
Fucking
well.
busted though. Let's get some higher wanted levels though.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah,
it's
it is
very
fun.
fun. So that's busted. I really want to talk about that because I really hated that. Story. All right, so we're talking about the story here. So there are going to be some spoilers here. So I did the main story up until like the very last mission, and like I'm gonna go on and tell you this: the main story is very short. It is very, very, very short. I don't care what other people are saying. If they're saying it's not short, I think that's kind of a lie.
60 hours is not a lot of time to put into a game of this magnitude.
Well, you can get 60 hours in like in the side missions. There's a lot of other shit you can do because there's a lot of shit to do in the world and like hunt people down and stuff.
But still, like a main storyline.
For the
that
main
doesn't last
story.
very long, that's still pretty short.
If you play like The Witcher 3, like the story is very long, especially with all the DLCs. Very, very long story, and it's good. It's all good across the board. It's a game that everyone should play, honestly. But like this story, it felt very rushed. It felt very buggy. It felt like all these set pieces of like you in a car shooting people. But then again, if you're a melee build, why the fuck would you be shooting people in a car? Like it just because that's not your build. It felt like the enemy AI was very stupid. They weren't very smart at all. The mechanics for like you bob and weave and dodge felt good and felt very cool, but other than that, it just I don't know. It just didn't connect with me. Some of these enemies like I have precise accuracy.
Yeah.
Like way too precise, like very fucking busted on like normal difficulty. It's like really bad.
These people are sniping you behind trash cans. Like
It's broken in that sense. Some of the missions themselves are so fucking broken that like it just you have to restart, reload a save, not because you fucked up, because the game fucked up. So the main story itself, God, I don't know if I really want to even talk about it and talk about those spoilers. It just feels like I don't feel like the stakes are high because you get a chip. By the way, biggest glitch in the game, if you ever happened to you, where Jackie, when he dies, he does die. We said spoilers here. That when Jackie dies, like he takes the chip out of his head because he's trying to keep it safe, and he puts it in your head. Well, instead of a chip they took out of his head, he pulled a Glock out of his head.
Yeah, he puts it in yours. Yeah.
He pulled a fucking gun out of his head and put it into your head.
Yeah.
That's how I know they were not paying attention to this fucking game.
Yeah.
So that happened, but basically you get Keanu Reeves, who plays Johnny Silverhand, which when you play, and you do play as Keanu Reeves as his character, and it's badass. His gun's busted. He's very cool.
Yeah.
His delivery of how he acted was very the same the entire time. Like he didn't like show a lot of emotion. He was very, I'm Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
This is how I talk. I love you. I hate you. I miss you. Like that's it. That's how he talks. And he doesn't. It just feels like the acting itself wasn't that great. I love Keanu Reeves, but honestly, I didn't like it. He was a believable character. It's just like his delivery was kind of eh.
Yeah, and I don't even know, like, it's just like sometimes where, like, if you do the acting and stuff, I don't even know sometimes if it's just them or if it's just maybe like the direction that they're getting, like, put in for, like, their actually director who's doing it and shit like that. Because, like, Last of Us 2 is a perfect example. Last of Us 2 has, like, it's the opposite. Like, Last of Us 2 has a really good, like, directing team and, like, actual voice actors and actors who do the mocap and stuff. Like, people like Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, like, friggin' Warren Bailey, like all terrific voice actors. Like there are some like the pinnacles of doing voice acting. It's just that their direction doesn't match with the story.
Yeah.
This is like the opposite. The story of Cyberpunk can be really engaging and really interesting. I just feel like the direction for some of the characters and the acting direction that they got taken into was definitely wrong.
I hate V's voice. I'm just gonna be honest. I did not like V's voice because like the cool thing about doing RPGs is like one thing you can change your fucking voice with a different filter. You can do that. They didn't do that in this game. Like you had to have his voice, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that Fallout 4 sucked at was like the voice and how stupid you sound sometimes.
Yeah.
Like okay, sorry I keep coughing. My bad. One of the things I hated most about this game is that like V does not talk any differently when he's a nomad, street kid, or corpo. Like I thought as a corpo I'd be like, hey, I'm corpo, I'm the highest, I'm above you. Like I use all this different terminology and language because I'm smarter and better than everybody. No, he's like, what the fuck, shit, man, this is bitch, fuck you, yeah. That's how he talks, and it's like, no. If you're going to play as a different start, have different fucking voices that match like what your background is.
See, that's what doesn't make sense because you have penis customizations, but you don't have voice customization. Like what?
Yeah, you can customize your $1.50, but you can't do anything to your fucking voice. Like I mean, like it's just like it's so weird. But a lot of people, that's why they played the girl was because the girl actor for
her voice is
was
better.
actually better, and so. Again, I feel like a lot of that's kind of that may be a little bit nitpicky for us, just because we do like to do like a lot of like look at behind the scenes stuff and voice act. At least I do. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I like to see who's voicing the characters.
Yeah, I like to see that too, because like you have the guy from Call of Duty that who is it? I can't remember which one it is exactly, but he plays in like several different movies too.
Oh yeah,
the white guy. What's his name?
There was you talking about the guy from Transformers?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he was in
Ramirez.
World War II. He was one of the military guys in the first Transformers, and or the second, I think.
In particular, that's one of the guys that I like to follow, as well the guy that did the Jolie.
Josh Duhamel, that's who it is.
That's who it is.
Josh Duhamel, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, voice acting is something that I like to enjoy, as well as Professor, because that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, it is something to do. Definitely want to do.
Like, just imagine, like, instead of... Yeah, like, just imagine if you let's say if you're playing like a black guy in Night City, they get Keith David to do your fucking voice.
I mean, like, I just think that needed to happen. Like, I don't think I don't think V's voice would match any other race at all. I think he reaches a white guy.
His voice actor's really good in other stuff. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the same guy that did Cole McGrath from Infamous.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Which Cole McGrath's an awesome character, and his voice matched Cole. It's a really good voice for him. But
the biggest argument here is that like there's no difference in voice depending on your star, which is a big no-no for me because that's kind of dumb. It doesn't make sense. Like you all sound the same no matter where you come from. I think it's lame. So for story in itself, I just there were some. I want to be honest with you. I didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
I didn't get emotional. The one thing I did get, like, not really emotional, but the one girl was awesome. Panam, is that her name? Panam is like the best girl ever. She's the best. I love her so much. She's like this nomad chick, and she's very hot. She's very cool. Has her own personality. It's just like she's very great. And I romanced her, and it was fantastic. But other than that, like, I honestly cannot tell you a point in the story that I felt very engaged because there's so many fucking bugs of Jackie dying, pulling a Glock out of his head.
And there's just the bugs in general, like if you do something that heads you into a main mission, the game can just fucking crash, and you have to start from a random ass save point, which, I mean, some of the save points are pretty forgiving, but it's just the fact that I now have to wait for the error has occurred in this application thing and keep trying to get through the story and hope to God that it doesn't crash again on the PS4.
Yeah. Because once the game starts like stuttering in the frames, you know you're about to crash, and it just might as well just go and restart. So, anywho, this game was meant to be like the game that changes all games. It's supposed to be like this, and honestly, I think it's because it's not only due to the fans making this game out to be bigger than what it was going to be. It was due to CD Projekt Red not tempering expectations because they did nothing but they basically No Man's Skied it in a way. It wasn't as bad as No Man's Sky, but they did lie about some of the things that would actually be in the game. Now, I know I keep saying that, so let me actually look up a list Let's see. List of things in Cyberpunk. The headset went out again, but we're back. We're looking at a list of things that are supposed to be in the game, but like it did not meet the game at all. So amazing AI, very not so.
Yeah.
New real-time AI systems will allow for incredible dynamism. Thousands of NPCs will actually have daily routines throughout Night City's 6 districts, including a ton of robust and varied characters with cyborg implants, unique designs and animations, and day and night cycles. Well, that technically is some of it is, but not really. No NPC day night cycle. Yeah, no NPC day night cycle. NPCs spawn and despawn outside the player's view. If you hit an NPC, turn around and turn back around, he's disappeared. If an NPC is doing an action, they will do that action forever until the player moves. NPCs that are not story side quest related have one dialogue reply. If one NPC is assaulted, every other NPC in a large circle around the player will crouch to the floor in the same animation, even if they did not see the original assault. This is for things that's in the game that's like should not be in the game. NPCs in the car will follow a specific route. If the route is even slightly interrupted, for example by your car, they will cease to move forever until you remove the obstruction. NPCs in cars will not attempt to move or exit their vehicle if you assault them with bullets or another vehicle. NPCs will not acknowledge the player if they run to the player over with their car. NPCs will not attempt to steal their vehicle back if you steal them from them. NPCs will not attack you or defend themselves in any way or form, even if they are engaged upon with just fists. Police spawn around the player's vision when the player is wanted forever until they attempt to hide or drive away. Police do not attempt to question, warn, or arrest the player for even the smallest crime committed. For example, if you bump into them or accidentally enter a private area. Police are incapable of driving cars and chasing the player if they drive away. Police will not attack hostile targets like gangs if they are not already doing so in an activity. Police will know if the player has attacked an NPC in the middle of the Badlands and spawn next to the player without vehicles. NPCs will rarely thank or acknowledge the player if they helped by the player. Scripted NPC, which is true, you would save people's lives. Be like, all right, fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
Scripted NPCs that have dialogue will say their dialogue, then proceed to stand there forever. They will also repeat the same dialogue if the player leaves the area and visits again later. Let's see. So hacking reveals information about the network, more interesting viruses to upload, more loot from hacked devices. More interesting gameplay. For example, Trauma Team that plays a key role, frequent flying AVS's ads that target the player point to the merchant that sells the product. Merch can be previewed before purchase. Yeah, there's a lot of shit here. Variety of brain dances instead of being in just a few cutscenes. Point that brain dance is a cool mechanic, but they never said we'd be able to purchase and use a brain dance on our devices at all. Let's see. At time of writing, I haven't finished this game. Say that there are very, very few options for ONS and or indeed romances. Very true. Like, there's just so many fucking things that they did not. That they said, yeah, life paths only affect the first 15 minutes or so. Nothing drastic about them. Street cred won't let you have anything other than high stat weapon purchases, or factions have no neural intelligence. Like, if you kill lots of members of factions, they will hunt you down on sight. CD Projekt Red, yeah. So basically, they have a lot of content, but no ingenuity behind it. You go kill things, but you have no fucking thing like try to kill you or hunt you down or assassinate you or anything, which does not make sense. You get to the point where the police are hunting you. They don't fucking hunt you.
Yeah.
You get to a point in the game where like you're a bad guy. The corpos want you. Nothing fucking happens. It's just. Anywho, I'm gonna stop ranting about that because you can go forever about this. Look up the list on your own. There's so many other links that they talked about in interviews that what they said was going to be in this game that's not in this game.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my rating for this game, and I think we should just go into ratings right now.
Yeah.
And to keep this kind of short, because we're at 25 minutes. We already talked like 20 other minutes, but that didn't get recorded because fuck the mic. So for my review of this game. The music's fantastic. The world is, it's a great world. Like it's a lot of great world, but like it's like you have a great world, but nothing fucking in it. That's like actually like intriguing or interesting. Like it's very. I mean, the NPCs are so fucking broken. You can go up to a guy who's in a wheelchair who cannot walk, punch him, and he gets up and runs away.
Yeah.
Like that's how much they did not fucking pay attention to this game. So right now, I gotta be honest. This game, if I'm being honest, based on the bugs, based on like the combat, based on everything, man, I had to give this like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's a very average game. Like I mean, yeah, the side missions are very fun in their own regard, but like, I mean, it's just held back by like its lies. It's held back by what they said was going to be in this game. And I think that fans who give this game a 10 out of 10 are lying to themselves, and they are giving this game way too much praise just because it comes from CD Projekt Red. And you don't fall. This goes with girls. This goes with games. Don't fall in love with the potential. Fall in love with what it is. And what it is a broken piece of garbage that has so many fucking lies and disillusionments of like what it was actually supposed to be, and they released it at a bad time. And there's a lot of people that fall for that on the consumer side and the actual people side. But like I mean, this game is like average, above average for me, like 5 or 6. Because I mean, I didn't feel very invested in the world. I liked it because it was a new RPG to play, and I stuck with it for like the majority of the game. But I just felt like it just is so broken and so not very fun that I just lost interest. And that's why I got a reimbursement. I got my money back just because I did not know what I was going into when I bought this game, and they lied to me. By the state of this game, so different than Andromeda, how fucking broken that game was.
Yeah.
So anywho, that's my review. Aries.
Mine. If I look at if my rate's probably gonna be just about how much I actually enjoy doing it, but even after the patches, going back playing it, and I just felt like it was a chore to play it. I think towards the end of when I stopped playing it, I didn't have any fun with it. I didn't have a whole lot of fun with combat and stuff, even though it was alright. Story was okay. Nothing just blew me away. Nothing was spectacular. And then just the bugs and the crashes. So I'd probably say at least my highest would be a 5. What I would tend toward is a 4.
Yeah.
Because I think it is below average. I think the product they released is not average. It is subpar. Where I have plenty of other things to do with my time and plenty of other games to try with my time.
And your money.
And my money, to where I can't look at the game as it is right now and completely and even justify anything over a 5. I can justify below a 5, I think, definitely. So mine will probably be a 4 out of 10, and it sucks.
So below average.
Yes, yeah. Just because I already didn't have high expectations for the game.
Oh,
I
did.
was just gonna play it, but like even me not having that probably actually affected me more was that I didn't have high expectations for it, and it turned out to be a hot garbage fire. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So that's our review, guys. We wanted to talk about these different things. You know, look, there's a lot of things that went into this game with like the crunching, and then investors like taking their money out of CD Projekt Red, and like just they fucked it up. They said that they're going to be the heroes, but they became the villains, and they have a lot of fucking work to do to earn the trust back of the gamers. I'm gonna be honest, guys. The armor sucks in this game. The clothing sucks in this game. You look fucking stupid for the most part of the game. Anything good you like, I mean, good fucking luck trying to find it. A lot of the armor sets that were like teased are not even in the game. Yeah, I just feel like that you didn't make me look like a cyber assassin. I looked fucking stupid the entire time. You look like a fucking like off-brand Yakuza pimp like the entire time.
You look like a Yakuza trapped in the 1980s. Like it's
there's no ingenuity with like shops. Like some shops are so stupid what they sell. They're dumb. There's just so much brokenness in this game, guys. And it's just, I'm gonna be honest, it's not worth your money or your time right now. Could it be better? I think it can, and I think they're going to keep pumping shit out for this game in terms of content and updates and stuff. But with all honesty, I'm not going to touch this game for a very, very, very long time because like it's you you gave me a product that was very below average. I mean, 5 is like the highest I'll go. I thought I was going to go 6, but I can't. I can't because at least with some above average games, like there's some redemption to them. But I just don't feel like there's any redemption here. I just feel like it was a cool idea and they just completely fucking. Hey, sorry, I'm back. But I feel like they just really missed the point here. The armors suck. The weapons, they're okay. The swords are very cool, but like, good luck trying to find any new good swords.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? I mean, the cars are okay. There's no point in buying a fucking car because you can just fast travel easily. I mean, you can hook up with like prostitutes, so that's okay. You can customize your genitals for no fucking reason. Like they made it out like you're supposed to like have like full on sex with people, and you do, but like
The most time you'll see them is during a bug glitch in the game when you're riding a bike and your bare ass is hanging off the hitting of the bike when you're driving.
I will
your
say
dick's just hanging out there.
I will say this though, I am going to do a little bit of a spoiler here, and so if you don't want to hear it, don't hear it. But like when you go back and play as Johnny Silverhand, there's actually a very big sex scene while you're fucking this girl with all your clothes on. But like she's completely naked, like you see everything. Like I've never seen a game that actually does that, where you actually see like fucking everything, like bottom and top of a girl.
Sounds like Ride to Hell Retribution.
Yeah,
Having sex with the clothes on.
Yeah, like Johnny Silverhand does not have sex. He has sex with his clothes on the entire time. It looks fucking stupid. Like he has his clothes on, she's fucking naked. I'm like, what? Well, there's no point in customizing your genitals. You don't fucking see them, other than like when you take your pants off.
Yeah.
And it's like this game doesn't believe in fucking underwear. Like I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. It felt like a cool idea for no fucking reason. Just say, hey, you can fucking customize your genitals. One guy was like, that's a big dick. Really?
Yeah.
That's a big dick. Like everyone was confused. Like it's
God.
just like I don't know, guys. This game is not worth your time. Honestly, it's at max an average game because of how they fucking released it, how fucking buggy it is, and I don't want to hear shit about, but I don't have any bad problems. Honestly, people who say they don't have any bad problems with the game, you're probably just like have like rose-colored glasses, and you actually are having problems with the game, and you're choosing to ignore them.
Yeah,
that's up to you, and that's fine to be like that. I was kind of like that for the most part, but it got to the point where it was just unforgivable. Just completely unforgivable. And people keep saying, Witcher 3 released in a bad state. They don't have to release in bad states. Stop lowering your fucking expectations. That's why you probably can't get a good girlfriend. It's because your expectations are so fucking low. Like, they're trying to be rude. That was really mean. But I'm just being honest. Like, have high expectations. Like, expect more for yourself and expect more for your money. And that's all I have to say. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, leave a dislike. That's fine. Let us know you didn't like it or our opinions. That's okay. That's totally okay. But if you did like it, leave a like, comment, and maybe subscribe. Because we really care about that. Check out Aries Gaming Productions. He's always doing different shit. And so all I ask as consumers and as individuals and as humans, be more insightful and more intimate with like what you are buying. Don't throw your money at things that you don't know what they're going to be like. Take the time to figure out, is this game going to be good? Don't buy the game I've released, and I've fucking learned that for the last time. And I'm not even really excited for any new games coming out, honestly. I think the only other game I was excited for was Starfield from Bethesda, just because like I'm excited for like a futuristic type thing from Bethesda. If it's online, it's like Fallout 4. But because of how 76 released and their shitty business practices, I don't know if I can even trust that. And I don't think it's going to be on PS5. I think it'll be on like Xbox. Because you don't fucking buy a company to take the game and put it on other consoles. So I don't know, guys. We need to have more. We need to have more respect for our money, and developers need to have more respect for the consumers, not release dog shit and expect us to eat it. So anywho, take the time to be more knowledgeable about the shit that you want to get, guys. And if I can find my controller, there it is. So yeah, anywho, catch you guys on the flip side.
Deuces.